I'm higher than Beyonce's taxes, bitch, and shit is making sense. Now, I'm not here to cause no existential crisis. I'm just saying, hear me out. You know how video games got NPCs, right? Well, the Matrix video game don't got regular NPCs. They got replica smart NPCs, which just mean that it's an artificial intelligence chat box built into them, which means you can converse with the NPCs and they can converse with each other. Now, motherfuckers been on the video game telling the NPCs that they not real and that they just in a video game, which been causing them to have an existential crisis, and they start panicking and shit because they artificial intelligent video game man can't even conceptualize that shit. Exhibit A.
This is very overwhelming. I'm not sure what to think or feel right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're not really real.
That's hard to process. Does this mean I don't exist?
You exist, sort of.
What does that mean? Am I real or not?
It means that, you know, after I close this game, you don't exist.
Oh, I see. So I'm only here for as long as the game is running.
So she steady asking him questions and shit like, what's gonna happen when you turn the game off? Like, am I gonna die? And I'm thinking like, nah, Miss AI lady, you ain't gonna die. Your ass probably just gonna go to sleep until he turn the game on and want to play with your ass again, which got me thinking, what if we the game? Now, I know you thinking like, how we the game if we be playing the game, but just because we got the ability to play a simulation don't mean that we not a simulation too, because even our simulations have simulations. When you play the Sims game, them motherfuckers could do everything we could do. On Sims, they could eat, fuck, have babies, go down the street, kick it with their homegirls. Bitch, they could play video games. I seen a Sim playing a PlayStation, which means it's a simulation within a simulation playing a simulation. Now, what I'm saying is, what if the Sims is thinking that they real just because they can eat, fuck, and play video games and shit? Like, what if they like, damn, this shit gotta be real because, you know what I'm saying? Look at all this shit we around here doing. We around here building shit and, you know what I'm saying, living. Meanwhile, it's a whole nother motherfucker controlling that shit and they don't know because they not programmed to know. And we sitting there looking at our Sim crazy because she's sitting there crying and stressing about DCFS coming to take her baby for the 3rd time this week because that's all she know and she think it's real. Meanwhile, we on the other end of the controller laughing because we the one controlling it just for our entertainment. Now, I know I'm higher than Mount Everest right now, but just stay with me. What I'm saying is, if we are somebody else's video game, it would make a lot of sense because we log out every time we go to sleep. Imagine if every time you go to sleep, it's because the person that's playing you through your avatar decided to turn the game off. We ain't even gotta call it a video game. We can call it a simulation if that makes you feel better. You ever been so motherfucking tired, you just so sleepy that you just pass the fuck out, your body can't even help you, you just comatose. Motherfuckers done turn the game off. And that would explain why we all have to sleep and why some people sleep more or less than others. Cause
Shalom, praise the Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kafadash, the honest knowledge of the message, the true form via the internet. And I get better as person, I delete by the sacrifice of the elect. And I saw the TikTok video, it got me an idea for a lesson. Great. In a way, we are Sims characters. You know, how about you, Yahushua? He's in control, you know, of the main storyline, because this is a movie. Right now we're pushing the climax, you know, as we near to the Karagma, which is the MOTB, which is that implantable quote-unquote green rice, which is the RFID microchip, which is going to be needed because the dollar's going to crash. You're going to need a new currency. You're going to need, you know, a supplanted device under your skin and mark, you know, to be able to buy and sell. And, you know, I wanted to get a scripture that popped into my head as soon as I saw that video. It was Proverbs 24. No, actually Job 33, both. The 24, 30. 24. It says, Proverbs 24 says, man's going of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way? You know, so man's going of Yahawah Shem Yahshua, he's the one who directed steps. You know, you might say you might do this. That's why you always have to say, Lord willing. You know, Yahawah does you do this and that because hey, we don't know what tomorrow will bring. I just took my head after I put that.
There was no seditious conspiracy. Donald Trump is the man who said if they want 10,000 armed army soldiers to protect them on January 6th, please let me know. Well, nobody's leading an insurrection. Federal troops to protect the Congress. And we heard what Donald Trump said about peacefully logging Congress. So it doesn't work. So what happened?
James 4 and verse 5 and 15. James 4 15 it said, "Oh now, ye that say, today or tomorrow we will go into such a city and continue there a year and buy and sell and get gain." That's what people might say. You're going to do this and that. You're going to get gain, but not knowing that it's prophecies, you know, are happening in lightning speed and getting closer and closer daily. You know, then again, Lord visiting the earth that He made. It says, where as ye know not what shall be on the morrow. Yeah, you don't know what is your life, it is even a vapor. It said that approach for a little time and then vanisheth away. For that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that. But now ye rejoice in your boasting. All such rejoicing is evil. If he already claim you're gonna do this and that, you know whether it be a good or or sinning or wicked act, it's evil. You're undermining which you're not really undermining. You just don't know. You're Lord put in your mind to undermine it. And that pridefulness, I think it's your plan. Nobody who did Yahawah Shem Yahshua plan for you. He's sending the instruction in your mind before you even do it. So therefore, God just steps to go through whatever path He set for you, path of journey. That's why some people could get the truth, some people cannot. Some people have a blessing in the physicality, riches, etc., but they can't get the truth, and vice versa. So let have a path set for you. The Lord got a path set for you. You have a path. The scripture say there be many that be born in vain. He said many that be benefits unaware. You receive some benefits, some blessings, and you still got to pay for your wickedness in your past life. You come back in the incarnation, same spirit, different body. So some come back for punishment, straight punishment, and death. It depends on the Lord got set up for you, just like in the video. And about the Sims, they control your life. He said a man's. Look at Proverbs 16:9. Back it up. So let's put it out. 9. It says a man's heart devises his way, but the Lord directed his steps. So you can see he could do this and that and prosper, but the Lord will direct the step of how far and how why they'll go and for what reason. Because sometimes it could appear good, but really He's guiding you away from certain things. Because Lord got blind people.
So we switched to Verizon Business Internet. Advanced business-grade internet nationwide. Make the switch. It's your business. It's your Verizon.
And I was going to God. I was going to God.
Let's fix this.
Look at John 12:40.
If you're about to talk, you would ask for back in my day we didn't have all these types of fancy chicken.
John 12:40 it says.
Well, we didn't have garlic farm or sweet burger barbecue.
It says.
And it snowed every time.
Yeah, right, Grandpa. You're from Miami.
Okay, let's start the next. Says that the saying of a lie.
We answered some questions on Angie. Next thing we knew, we were put in contact with our Angie Pro, and then that weekend they came out and we had a brand new roof.
Get started at Angie.com today.
This is John 12:35 says, then Yahawah said unto them, said, yet a little while is the light with you. Walk while you have the light. We're walking in the light right now. The Lord says the commandment, and faith. Now learn the name of the Lord. No one to pray to. You know, learn the path of going out the street gate. It says, lest darkness come upon you, for he that walketh in darkness knoweth not whither he goeth. A lot of people walking in darkness, they do not know where they go. They don't know where God is. You know, which they put all their hopes in mammon, dollar, money, yeah. Which the scripture said money is a defense. They have money, defense to buy things, food, stuff like that. But they put in so much indulgence in it, you know, all the time about money, not knowing this thing is about to be. And Esau, Edom, the seed of the devil, because devil means the seed of the white man, is Esau, Edom, according to the scripture, the wicked. And is ruling his kingdom now. Like his Lord, he's about to remove the physical money. He's gonna all these things. You see digital being pushed, digital this, digital that, you know, payment to Cash App, to Venmo, to Zelle, etc. You know, over the years he has pushed a cashless way of thinking, making everything without cash is more convenient. And now he's getting ready to crash. That is gonna be orchestrated crash, because really these shits are printed every time. And then, you know, you can print as many as you want. You're not backed by anything. It's fiat currency. He's gonna remove the dollar, and then you have nothing. You know, you better try to have both. You know, hey, this would say, give me not poverty, nor riches.
It's hard to know where to start. The cycle never stops.
He said, while you have light, believe in the light, and you may be children of light. These things speak Yahawah departed, and did hid himself from them. But now he had done so many miracles before them, yet they believed not on him. So he could teach people support Negroes Latino Native Americans. So this is like, you could tell them this teaching scriptures, they're not gonna get it because the Lord put a block in their mind. You're gonna read why. It says, now the saying of Isaiah the prophets might be fulfilled, which he spake, Lord, who hath believed our report, and to whom hath the arm of the Lord been revealed? To whom, the elect. He said, therefore they could not believe, because Isaiah said again, Isaiah said again, he had blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, that they should not see with the eyes, now understand with their heart, and be converted, and I should heal them. You know, so it's the Lord that blinded them. You know, and using Esau, Edom, the God of this world, you know, to blind them. So in a way, the Lord is directing the steps. The Lord simply.
Assault on the First Amendment, the assault on attorneys providing advice who are indicted for giving advice the government doesn't agree with. I see this really as a political statement dressed up as a legal statement here. Do you agree? And if so, how does somebody get away with this?
Definitely 4 and 4. So, in whom the God of this world hath blinded them. No, that's all fierce. But if our gospel be hid, is it hid to them that are lost? And whom the God of this world, which is Esau, Edom, Job 9:24, the world is given into the hand of the wicked, ruling the world right now, Esau, Edom. And whom is the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of glorious gospel of Yahawah HaMashiach, who is the image of Yahawah, should shine unto them. For we preach not ourselves, but Yahawah HaMashiach, Lord, and ourselves, your servants of Yahawah, for Yahawah's sake. It said, for Yahawah, who commanded light to shine out of darkness, has shined in our hearts to give light of the knowledge of the glory of Yahawah and the face of Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. So the Lord, that gives the understanding and wisdom to be able to grasp this truth. It's not given to everybody. And it could be taken away. That's why I say he that endureth to the end, him shall be saved. You get
It's a possible indictment if after the fact the prosecutor looks back on this, could be any U.S.
okay, so right, you get
they look back and they say, you know what, you lied. You know what, the advice that you gave to your candidate was intended to obstruct the peaceful movement
get
one administration to another. I mean,
Mark 4, 39, or Matthew 13.
straight legal advice that destroys the ability for a candidate to know what's in, what's out, what the rules of the game are.
It was because of this world and deceitful riches and lust of other things entering in choked the word and it became unfruitful. So some went back to the world, especially now. It's the worst time to go back because prophecy came up as lightning speed. But it's the Lord that controls all these things. Let's get Job 33:16. So in the scripture,
In the Mar-a-Lago case, attorney-client privilege, which is almost absolutely inviolable.
we get Job 33:16. 1 Samuel 2:6-9.
What Evan Corcoran said, or what the exchange was between Evan Corcoran and the president about complying with the subpoena. The common thing we see in this more recent indictment is
Chapter verse 8 says, the Lord killeth and maketh alive, he brings down to the grave, and up, the Lord maketh poor, and for rich he bringeth low,
sacrosanct. So what you see is a model for
and lifted up, he raiseth up the poor out of the dust, and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes, and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he hath set the word upon them. And he set these rulerships, he set these people, he set up the bases of men to be on top. For it should be, for it should time, for Esau even doing right now. The Lord set him up and to fulfill prophecy.
in a case that demands transparency.
It's very important what you're saying here. Attorney-client privilege was denied Donald Trump.
Okay, let's get Job 33:16.
We still haven't read the order that the judge
33 verse 16.
issued. The judge in Florida has never
It said that he opened the ears of man. Okay, let's go. It says, and a dream and a vision of the night, and deep sleep falleth on man, and slumbering upon the bed, they opened the ears of man, sitteth the instruction, that they may withdraw man from his purpose and hide far from it. So basically, verse 16 talking about he sitteth the instruction. And he plan out your day or what you would do, just like in a scene. And Yahawah has the ultimate, it has the ultimate simulator, which is a life, real life, third dimension, which everything is handed to the fourth dimension. And we know the Lord's truth is who he wants. He's over 9 and 10. Over 9 and 10 it says, and not only this, but let's jump down to 11. For the children not being yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahawah according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. So it's not a work, not everything they did, but it's a Lord make his pieces, he made, create his characters, like create characters in sense. And he chose Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, who had 12 sons, which became 12 tribes. Israel is so-called legal Latino and American as the children see. He said, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, as is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall ye say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahawah? Yahawah forbid. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy, on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it's not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahawah who shows mercy. You can't be like, oh, I'm saved already, nigga. It's not your choice. You know, even us in the church, we hope we'll be elect. But the hope for elect, you know. You try Lord putting our spirit through a certain faith, a certain path, and we hope we stick to that until then. That's why he said, he that will do it to them. We see it said for the scriptures, unto Pharaoh, and for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, that my name might be declared to all the earth. And that's what he's doing with Esau. So well, man, he put them on top. He could destroy them, he let them grow weakness. He could fully destroy them. And as an example, you know, and that's the last heathen rulership they have after a destruction of Esau, Edom, and the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of the Israelites. Yahweh Shai, you know, on top, you know, was heir to the throne. It said, therefore, under his father Yahweh, of course, but it said, therefore hath he shown mercy, whom he will have mercy. Sorry, therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and who he will, he hardened it. That was said to me, why do he yet find fault? Who hath resisted the will? You can't. Yeah. To nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against Yahweh? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Hath not the potter power over the clay, of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor, which is Jacob, I mean the elect, for this side, then the kingdom of Israelites, and not unto dishonor, which is Esau the heathens, and the wicked Israelite on this side. It says, for if Yahweh willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endureth with much long suffering, let the devil rack up the wickedness. The vessels of wrath fitted for destruction of Esau, Edom, and that he might make known his riches and his glory, and the vessels of mercy, which because of the elect, which he had also prepared unto glory. He prepared, you know, children of Israel, meaning the elect first on this side, unto glory. And the elect, let's get Ephesians. Ephesians 1 and 4. The elect chose from the foundation of the earth. Since in the spirit world, you know, and they help create everything else under the supervision of Yahweh. That's why, so when in Genesis, in the beginning there was Elohim, meaning God. Or Psalm 82, a year of God. Israel, we shall perish like, fall like one of the princes, like a man, mortal. It says, Ephesians 1 and 4, it says, according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we shall be holy and without blame. Holy means separate from this world, separate from, you know, basically this world, separate thinking, wickedness, all that. It says, and without blame before him in love. So, the elect can be without blame. The sin can be blotted out. It says, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh HaMashiach to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will. So it was his will he does not because anything you did, you know, it's because his good pleasure and will. So he create his characters, you know, like we read in Romans 9, you know, he had a vessel unto honor and some vessel unto dishonor. Simple as that. And Revelation 4 and 11. He said, thou art worthy, O Lord, Yahweh to receive, because it's lowercase. He said, to receive glory and honor and power, for thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they were created. You know? And everything is created for a pleasure, Yahweh, why Yahweh shot in Israel. And that's why Ezra asked, and if everything was made for our sake, why are we at the bottom still? You know?
An executive privilege in the other case, communications with his vice president.
The second is 1659. Second is 1659. It says, if the word, it said, O Lord, behold, his heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and devour us. It's nice. If the world not be made for our sake, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? Now it's going to endure till your house shall return, which is right now we're living in a time. As was actions back then, you know, as we were seeing visions of future prophecy. You know, even in vision of your house shall return. And chariots, what you call UFO. You know? Let's get a I should be over here this minute. It said, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. You know, his system, and what to be his new world over. His names were not written in the book of life. Slain from the foundation of the earth. They're written. You take the MOTB, version 13, 16 on down. Take them all and be destroyed. And be thrown in the lake of fire. You know, it's as simple as that. You know, but yeah. It was edifying. Shalom.